Evening to you. I'm Rick Van Hoot.
I'm Vicki George. Confusion over a traditional Jewish prayer causes an emergency situation on a U.S. Airways flight bound for Louisville International.
A teenager headed here to visit his relatives was delayed after cooperating with police and Homeland Security, explaining he was simply trying to pray. Passengers were delayed just a few hours, and our Eric King has been out at the airport all day. He joins us now live to begin our team coverage. Eric?
Well, guys, lesson learned this morning. There's a fine line between being a threat to national security and being in the center of a big mistake. The 17-year-old boy that you spoke about found himself this morning on both sides of that unenviable line. Quietly and without comment, the 17-year-old, who spent hours at the center of a national security concern, arrives at Louisville International Airport.
I wasn't scared. I just shook my head and thought, oh, well, we are in a world where people are very concerned.
Frances Winchell is the boy's grandmother.
You know, the young kids, they were pretty shook up. They've had a morning flight. My grandson didn't have a chance to pray. They're religious kids. They say their morning prayers, and they use this tefillin. The men use the tefillin. And they've traveled before, and they've put this on, and there's never any problem.
The teenager and his 16-year-old sister were traveling from New York's LaGuardia Airport to visit their grandmother in Louisville when the flight was diverted on the flight attendant's suspicion that his tefillin was a bomb. We're not releasing the name of the young man because he's a minor. Zev Winchell is his cousin, who flew into Louisville earlier this morning. He was also carrying a tefillin.
So yeah, people don't really know about them so much, so I guess I understand a little bit.
Winchell says he's traveled by air many times, even using his tefillin in flight.
I put it on once, but nothing happened.
And of course, there are no charges and will be no charges filed against that 17-year-old. I did put in a phone call about an hour ago to U.S. Airways Corporate Communications based out in Phoenix, Arizona, just to get some sort of statement or reaction about this. They have not returned that phone call as of right now. Early this morning when I had a conversation with them trying to get information about the incident, a lot of my questions went unanswered because the person was telling me he simply at that point did not know. Live at Louisville International Airport, I'm Eric King, WLKY News.
Thank you, Eric.